Yingling Flight, part of your summer plan.
Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo show is.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny skies. There's a slight chance of seeing a shower storm across the north. Temperatures in the low 90s north, upper 90s south. Chance of some showers and scattered storms tonight. The overnight low will drop down upper 60s to low 70s. And Saturday, back to sunshine, a high at around 80 north, 90 south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor. Located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith.
You know your business. I know the fans. Together, we're a championship roster. In Arkansas, loyalty is everything, and nobody connects with the Razorback faithful like our team here at ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. When you partner with us at ESPN Arkansas, you're not just buying airtime. You're gaining trusted voices that talk to your customers every single day. I'm Ty Richardson. Let's grow your business together, both on air and through digital avenues. Become a partner at ESPN Arkansas. Email ty.richardson@HitThatLine.com to start your campaign today.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 36 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Matt Jones almost fell down backpedaling, fires the football, it is complete. Touchdown, Arkansas! Draw play, Cobbs, 35, the 30, 20, the 15, the 10, 5, touchdown, Arkansas! Jones drops back, looks against the action, touchdown, Arkansas! Matt Jones pumps to the left, now fires into the end zone, touchdown, Arkansas! Birmingham in motion, Matt Jones back, it's a block from Cobbs, now scrambling, now coming back to his left, Jones has some room. Jones at the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Play action. Rolling out. Matt Jones looking downfield. Got a receiver wide open at the 35. At midfield. At the Tennessee 40. The 30. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Arkansas! Oh, my!
We were listening to those, some of what we call Paul's calls coming in there, and I tell you what, that distinct voice, it just means fall is approaching when you hear Paul Eels on the radio.
Well, I tell you, to listen to them is interesting to me because I've had a captive audience over all these years, and I've talked to so many people who said they've grown up with me, and that's literally the truth. You know, when you're in your early 30s or 40s, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, I'm the only guy that you've been able to hear.
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Christian Johnston.
With Tommy Kraft.
This is The Morning Rush.
You talk about someone that was a hero to me as a young broadcaster, just as a young fan. That was Paul Eels. That's where we begin today. Today marks the 20th anniversary of his passing. We're not going to spend the show on that, but I just don't think it'd be fitting to do a morning rush to talk about Arkansas sports and not talk about Paul Eels today. Tommy Kraft here, Ty's on vacation. The legend, Clay Henry, joins me now. That's the voice, as Paul was talking about there. He joined us. We mentioned this last week on our 20th anniversary of the Morning Rush. He was the first interview we had. He was so gracious to come on. But when I was in my teens doing play-by-play, all I wanted to do was be like Paul Eels. I mean, he was just – and a lot of people emulate. You can listen to a lot of high school broadcasts on a Friday night. You'd hear a lot of Paul Eels in the style in the way they went about it. But that's where we begin today, is remembering one of the true legends in our state, in Paul Ills. Clay, good morning. I know you and Paul were real close, and we're not going to spend a lot of time now. We'll tell stories later, but he was truly a hero to many, and a voice that you still hear it today. I don't need to hear more than a second or two to know that's Paul Ills.
You're right, Tommy, and well said. I'll be really quick on this because I know we're going to come back to it later, and I'll really get to dig in on some Paul Ills stories. But I remember my dad playing golf with him early on when he first moved from Nashville. And he called me and he says, "Son, this is either the nicest person in the world, the nicest person I've ever met, or he's a complete con." And he goes, "Give me a few weeks and I'll get back to you." And, of course, it turns out he was the nicest person in the world.
Yeah, that was question. The thing. That was the thing.
You couldn't believe it. It was that it was real.
He was such – and that's really, at the end of the day, when all of our time comes and goes, I don't think anyone's going to say, "Hey, Tommy Kraft and Old Clint, nicest guy you ever met." You know?
They're not saying that about us.
They're not saying that about us.
Somebody yesterday told me, "You're really stubborn." I was like, "Okay, thanks."
And
know that.
And people didn't say that about Paul just because he was on Channel 7 and was the voice of the Razorbacks. He said it because it's true, you know, and it was true. And wouldn't it be great that when our time comes and goes, that 20 years later, somebody still remembers, someone still gives a damn, and someone is looking at you and saying, you know, what a great guy he was. What an awesome fella he was. I'm not sure that Clay, you and I, we got too many rough edges. We got too many rough edges for that.
I said that about you once, but I was mistaken.
They said who? Are you talking about his grandfather? Okay, you're talking about his grandfather.
I'm sorry, I'm mistaken.
Wrong guy.
Yeah.
All right, that's where we begin here on a Football Friday.
It was Teddy Kraft.
It was my brother. Absolutely. It's all here on ESPN Arkansas. The Hit That Line Now app, brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has got you covered. All right, we got you covered. Next couple of hours, we're going to have a lot of fun. Ties away. Clay's here. Big C's back in the studio. Brandon with the Fence Man's already in the house. We're going to do those picks coming up in just a few minutes as well.
And I'm sure somewhere we're going to break down our thoughts and pick. I can't imagine anyone's going to pick the Bahamas Nationals team for tonight. We're going to find out in our Fence Man Friday picks coming up here in just a little bit. Media days continue. We had SEC Media Days, a week ago. Big 12 Media Days was before that. And that's where we're going to begin our opening drive today. Kurt Cignetti, National Championship coach, Indiana, at the microphone yesterday at Big Ten Media Days. That's our opening drive.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. A lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain. All right? And that's why we're the best.
This is the opening drive.
I'm not sure if I love that or hate that. I mean, I think if he was my coach and speaking about my conference and my school, and listen, he's got the big shiny trophy. Clay, I'm not going to get real mad at Kirk Cignetti. He's got the trophy. He can talk a little bit right now. But I find it interesting how at least him and Beelum are taking those veiled shots at the SEC.
Well, they've been waiting a long time to be able to say them because they've had their butts kicked for a number of years. But to the victors go the spoils. And that's his platform. And if there's ever a time for him to speak out, if that's the way, it's deep down in his heart, then do it. But it won't be forgotten.
There is a liner in the Chuck and Bo show I hear on occasion that says, when the other guy, it's Chuck saying, and just only the way Chuck said, when the other guy wins, he gets to say anything he wants, and there's nothing you can do about it. He can say anything he wants.
He's already got it. He earned that right.
That's kind of what's going on here at Big Ten Media Days. They're getting to say anything they want, and there's nothing the SEC can do about it. Now, Arkansas is not a factor in saying or shutting any of these guys up right now. That's not the point of this. I just find it interesting how they're crowing a little bit, and now they're flexing on the SEC, and they want to talk about living in 2005. They want to erase 20 years of history. They want to erase what the hell's happened for 2 decades in college football. Let's not forget the long-term trend here.
Tommy, when somebody says we're not a hype machine here, and then he spouts all that stuff out, it's like, I believe you're a hype machine. It's kind of like when they say, this is not about the money. Yeah. When you hear someone say it's not about the money, it's damn sure about the money.
Yeah. So
every time.
Yeah. I just find it interesting, the positions a few of them are taking. But listen, I got no issue if Cignetti wants to crow a little bit. He earned that right.
Good. They were good.
They were very good, and what he's done in 2 years at Indiana.
They toyed with Alabama.
Pretty incredible. Well, and we talked about it. You weren't on the show, but me and Ty were talking about it. They're the only team that's received a bye in the last couple of years of in the first 8 tries. They're the only team that's overcome the bye. Yeah. So he's figured that part of it out too, because they got the long rest and then still came back and were dominant. No one out there. It's 1-7. So
and they had a tough game in their conference tournament.
Yeah,
their playoff, their championship game. That was a hell of a game.
All right, that's our opening drive this morning. Kirk Cignetti crowing a little bit, getting on Brett Bielema's wagon.
They're going to do it some more. Just be ready.
And listen, it's the SEC's job to shut them up this year. Southeastern Conference has got to do their part to rebound.
Or it's going to get louder.
Or it's exactly right. Or the crowing is going to start even before daylight. All right, that's the opening drive. It's brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. At the end of a long day, in a long period of talking about Big Ten championships, how you spend your time matters. Whether you're out on the water, on the trails, or just relaxing on your own, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas is there to help you get it done and get to where you want to be. Visit myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or stop by any of their 25 locations today and see how they can help you make the most of your free time off and make it even better with your family. Brandon with the Fence Man is here. Do you mind a little trash talk there from Kirk Cignetti? Do you mind him crowing a little bit? Does that bother you?
Not too much. I mean, we'll let him have it.
To the victor goes the spoils. You let's see. How old are you, Brandon? I'll just ask an inappropriate question right now.
I'm 32.
So I was just wondering, are you old enough to even really remember Paul Eels? I mean, maybe as a child, it's 20 years. I mean, it'd have been some of your earliest memories of Razorback football would be hearing Paul on the radio at your age.
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't have too many memories of it, but I do remember a little bit.
I mean, think about that, Clay. We got a generation like Brandon here that's, Chuck Barrett's become their Paul Eels.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian, same way. You're younger than Brandon. I mean, it makes me feel old. It makes me feel really old, and I'm sure it makes Chuck feel even older. So, anyway,
I'm as old as dirt,
and I don't know what it makes Clay feel like.
I feel old too, just to let you know.
I don't know what it does, but it's just hard to believe it's been 20. Because someone that's in their 30s really doesn't have a good work. In your 20s, Christian, you don't have really a working memory as a kid of Paul Eels.
No,
do you?
It came later, kind of just hearing
right.
after his death. The touchdown Arkansas, how that became so iconic. But like you said, it's all of my memories are Chuck.
Yeah, it's just
and some good memories too.
God, they just it's amazing how
this is crazy. But my memories go all the way back to Bob Chain and then Bud Campbell.
Damn, you are old. So. All right, let's get to it. We got Ethan Good to pick this weekend, and we got the Bahamas Nationals team playing the Razorbacks.
Like you said, Tommy, I don't think we're going to pick against the Hogs in any of those games.
No, so we may even pick high temperatures.
We've got some good MLB games this weekend.
All right, let's get to it. It's our Fence Man Friday picks.
Royals at Tigers.
Got to go with the Royals.
I'll go KC as well.
I'll join you guys.
Dodgers against the Mets.
Dodgers.
I'll take the Dodgers in this one.
Going with the Dodgers as well.
Mariners at the Rangers.
I'll take the Rangers.
I will also take the Rangers.
Take the Rangers as well.
Reds at the Cardinals.
You got to go with the Cardinals. St. Louis, baby.
You don't have to.
You
go with the Reds.
I'll take the team in Busch Stadium. I'll take the Cardinals. All right, Braves at the Orioles.
Give me the Bravos.
I'll take the Orioles at home.
Yeah, I'll take the Orioles at home too.
All right, so we've got some.
Boy, Vegas is scared of us, aren't they?
This is a great weekend for Major League Baseball. If you're a Major League Baseball fan or just casually watch it, you've got the Yankees at the Cubs. This game is always intriguing to me, not just because I'm a Cubs fan, but when these two teams play at Wrigley Field, there's just something kind of nostalgic about it.
But for a Cardinals fan, Yankees at Cubs, this is like picking Texas versus LSU. We're just trying to get the Richter scale out. Maybe there'll be an earthquake. Maybe the earth will swallow both teams whole. You want me to pick the Yankees or the Cubs?
Yeah, you know where I'm going.
God almighty, they'll show this to prisoners.
Brandon, what are you going with?
I got to go with the Cubs, man.
Cubs, there we go.
Can't pick the Yankees.
Clay, what do you think?
I got the Yankees.
God, the evil empire,
I mean,
the
I'm not
lovable
rooting for
losers.
them. That's who's going to win.
I'll hold my nose and pick the
Go ahead.
Yankees.
Go ahead.
I'll
Hold
pick
your
the
nose.
Yankees. I'll pull,
That's what I did.
Ugh.
We got the Battle of the Birds. The Cardinals will be at the Blue Jays. The Cardinals are kind of sliding a little bit. They were really hot for a while. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays.
Picking international. I'll take. I'm going to stick with them. I was wrong last week. Maybe I'll be right this week. I can't pick against the Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals.
Brandon?
Yeah, we got to go with the guys above the border, the Blue Jays.
I'm going with the winners.
The winners.
The winners.
We used to do family contests, and Becca would ask me, "Well, who's going to win?" I was like, "Well, I can't tell you that." She goes, "Well, you don't ever know anyway." So, I mean,
all right. So you got the Blue Jays.
I do got the Blue Jays. I do have the Blue Jays.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't got 'em.
Nationals at Braves. Ooh. I'm gonna go with the Braves. That's kind of a division rival right there. Braves and Nationals.
Home team is the Braves. You said that's at Atlanta, so I'll take Atlanta.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll go with the Nationals then.
All right, Rangers at Astros. The Battle of Texas. I'm gonna go with the Astros.
I'll go
Astros. I'll go Astros.
I'll go Stros as well.
We'll go with the visitors. We'll go with the Rangers.
All right, and then the red hot Red Sox will be at the Dodgers. You going with probably the best team in the major leagues or the hottest team in the major league?
I go Dodgers.
I'll take the home team, the LA Dodgers.
Go Dodgers as well.
I'm going to go with the Red Sox. Let's go. I'm going to go against the grain.
They are hot.
All right, that wraps up our Fence Man Friday.
All right, bonus picks today. We're supposed to get like a cool wave, all right? So I'm gonna pick a few places. Fayetteville's the first one. Forecasted high temperatures 83 in Fayetteville tomorrow, according to my Apple weather app. What's the high temperature actually going to be in Fayetteville?
88.
84.
86.
Little Rock is supposed to be 91 tomorrow. It's going to be a nice weekend. It'll be 93 in Little Rock. And Fort Smith, Saturday, supposed to be 90 degrees. So we're getting a little reprieve this weekend. So good to see that we need some rain though. That's what we need.
Forecast high here in Norfolk, 79.
Got a little bit.
70. Yeah, it'll be a great weekend to be out fishing. Brandon, I know your crews probably nobody's happier about a little break from the heat than the guys out building fences right now for the Fence Man.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, these guys are putting it in and grinding every day for us.
Yeah, I feel for all the guys that are working in the outdoors. You guys still just about 2 weeks out on residential fencing.
Yeah, we're
so
about 2 to 3 weeks out right now on residential.
So if somebody wants to get a fence and get it done fast, you got something coming up, they need to call you at 782-3936, and you guys can be out, not in months but in weeks.
Yeah, we can get you done before August at this point.
That'd be great. What's popular right now is the old standard, the wood privacy fence, still number one, or is some of this new stuff with aluminum and vinyl and those things taking over?
Yeah, wood privacy and chain link's your bread and butter. We get a custom stuff every once in a while. People like the white vinyl and iron panel fencing and all kinds of stuff like that. We've been doing a lot.
All right, 782-3936 is the number. A lot of pictures of your work online. TheFenceman.ar.com. The Fenceman, he ain't afraid of no work. I wonder how many people, because I'll be honest, this time of the year it's almost wash, rinse, repeat with the weather. Guys say, hey, you think anyone – because I'm going to tell you, some of my plans may have just changed. Things I wasn't going to do now seem more doable at 89 degrees. So does that weather change your plans any for the weekend, Clay? Does that mean fishing's a little more in play for you?
I think that the fishing part of it, when you consider that I'm on a river that's 58 degrees or whatever it is, the heat doesn't bother me. I can stick my hat and fill it up with cold water and put it back on, and I feel great. Or I can sit down on a log and put my wrist underwater and let that cold water kind of warm up cool off my whole body. So that doesn't bother me if and it looks like it's. But yeah, I might work in the yard a little more.
79 degrees in
tomorrow. There's a high tomorrow.
Man, if you're in Mountain Home
with
or that area,
3% chance of rain, so it's going to be a pretty day.
Yeah.
That would be. Those are the days that I might find myself on the golf course. But I think at Big Creek they've got 6-man scramble this weekend.
And I think it's Clay Maxey's birthday. They're having a big party for him.
Yeah,
this
I think
weekend,
he's 50. So I think he really is 50.
Yeah, no, that's a true statement. So I know this. There's gonna be some honeydews handed out now this weekend with this kind of weather. But like you said, a little work in the yard never probably bothered too many people. Brandon, thanks for stopping by, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next week.
All right, the fence man, he ain't afraid of no work. It is going to be nice. I'm taking my bride, me and Miss Laura, going up to Branson for a couple days. I'm in the Harrison ESPN 104.3 studios this morning, and I got to tell you, I may come back more often because Miss Starla just came in here, guys, and brought me an omelet.
Oh my!
They got a full kitchen here in this building, and they are doing omelets this morning. So I got, we can't get to break fast enough. So, I don't know what.
Hold on, I'm on my way.
Yeah, come on, Clay. They'll make
about
you
an hour away.
Jamie's in there whipping up omelets right now. So we've always talked about
Jamie's cooking them.
Jamie's cooking them.
I don't want it.
You don't want one now. All right, hold off on Clay's omelet. But
Starla's fixing it. I'll take it.
Yeah. So. We've always talked about having an omelet bar when Ty was away on vacation. We've actually made it happen today, so pretty good deal. Hey, get by the Pradco store this weekend. It's inside the new Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. You can customize any lure you want. You can put your company logo. It'd be cool to have the Fenceman's logo right there on a lure. You could do that. You can put your family name on there. You can put your name on there. You can put Happy Birthday, Dad. You can put really about anything you want. Right on top of that as well. So be sure and check that out. It's the Pradco store. Customize those lures. You can take anything off the shelf that they do. And then they also have blanks where you can pick the colors and really design it the way you want it. It's all at the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. So, all right, it's 20 after. Also talking about Paul Eels today and the 20th anniversary of his passing. We're going to get to the basketball team who are in the Bahamas and play their first game there tonight. Football practice begins next week. Clay and I've got some more thoughts on that all coming up here on a full edition of the Fenceman Friday Picks and a Football Friday here on the Morning Rush. Big C, I am not connected in, so you're going to have to tell me kind of where we're at from a clock standpoint. Thank you. And we'll try to keep everything on track. I was looking at the temperatures. Next Wednesday, it's going to be a lot more pleasant in Fayetteville for Ryan Silverfield and his crew to begin practice. So we'll look into all of that coming up here before we get out of here this morning. All right, thanks for being here. It's a Football Friday right here on the Morning Rush, ESPN Arkansas, on the Hit That Line Now app. You can call or text us with your thoughts on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline as we roll on till 11 this morning.
And I got to see Chuck lose his mind last game.
This is the Morning Rush.
Introducing Wrangler Tough Light Jeans. The cowboy cuts you know and love. Now up to 20% lighter. Because lighter isn't a compromise. It's a better way to wear denim.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with, I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Or more traffic on your website, I am your girl. So email me at rita.newton@hitthatline.com or call me at 479-353-1242. One email or one call away to working on a business plan to help you grow your business.
West, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
West, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Dan McFadden goes 73 yards. And Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Is that better? Yeah. I like it. Makes me feel like I'm on vacation right there.
Can't see you now, but I'm dancing.
You dancing?
Yeah.
A
Torre.
A Dude Torre playing. Was that the bongos? I know there's some video from Hogs Plus. What I could hear it, but I couldn't.
It looks like a drum set, but it's like you said, it's not. I don't know the official name of it, but it's.
Looks like rims.
Yeah, they're like little sticks, and they're just banging on the. It looks like it's an actual looking drum set, but.
So I did a little grapevine across the dining room into the kitchen, then reversed it. The little crossover coming back. It was pretty slick, guys.
Well, that it sounds like they're having a lot of fun. They'll get down to business tonight. Arkansas and the Bahamas national team. I'm going to carve out to about 2 minutes here. Clay, go ahead and just give us a full breakdown of the Bahamas nationals team. Go ahead.
They're athletic. They have some length, but they lack technical skill. Hey, I mean, this is what we used to say about teams like that when they came into Little Rock Central. We would do this little chant. It's like, go back, go back, go back to the woods. Your team has got no spirit and your coach is no good. I think it fits for the Bahamians.
Yeah. So the Bahamas Nationals team. Let's save that. Make sure we clip that out. Carleton University tomorrow. Then we'll reset the table on Monday. They'll have no game Sunday. Flow Sports. Hopefully it works for you. Hopefully you got enough internet. Hopefully you get your $30 worth starting the night, 6 p.m. You also can follow along with the stats. I've got a buddy of mine, Jeff, who is down there. Took his boys, took his family, went on vacation. He's going to call us Monday, kind of give us a fan's perspective of what's going on. He's got tickets. He's going. So that'd be a cool last-minute family vacation to roll out to the Bahamas. So that's part of our hog update here.
Next year, remind me, and I'll make sure and have the plane ready, Tom.
Yeah. Gas that dude up. Let's go. So, all right, Hogs and Bahamas tonight, 6 p.m. For the start on that. Last in our hog update, we spent a lot of time yesterday on the fall camp. Ryan Silverfield's going to speak with the media on Monday. It will be the first of 4 visits the head hog has before the start of the season, which is now 36 days away. 5 Saturdays from tomorrow. Count tomorrow, we will be at Razorback Stadium for Arkansas and North Alabama. All right, that is our hog update this morning. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, the #1 source for top quality aggregates. They can bring you rock, sand, gravel, riprap, big rock, small rock, whatever you need. They've got it with APAC and Standard Materials Group. Plus, they have complete construction consultant services that can help you keep your job on track. All the logistics, engineering, surveying, they can get you hooked up on all the things you need to make sure your job runs smoothly. Logistics, I mean, the list goes on and on. 479-587-3300 is the number. 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. How'd you like to win $10,000? Would you like to win $10,000?
I would love it.
$10,000 would be pretty good.
Nah, I don't want it.
Nah, it's chump change for Clay. But you run out of time. Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and Springdale. They got Larry's just in the giving mood right now, and
yeah,
$10,000. Yeah. But you're running out of time. It's the last day of the month, and you got to get by and do that today.
Today's the day, and this is so simple, folks. All you got to do is just come into one of our locations and register. That's all there is to it. No big deal, no hooks, no gotchas. $10,000 we're going to be giving it away tomorrow, so don't wait any longer. I talked to some friends of mine. They're like, well, yeah, we saw that. Is that for real? Well, yeah, that's for real. Get in there today and get registered. We'll announce a winner tomorrow. We're really excited about that. There's just one big day left in this month, and we're really going to make things happen for folks. Folks, if you're looking for a nicer, newer car, look for Road Ready Certified. The best used cars in River Valley the last 2 years in a row. We're real proud of that. They really are the best used car your money can buy. And we've got a great selection of them right now, value price. You never pay too much. You get that great service after the sale in the Meineke Car Care Center, and that's what we call rolling with wrath. It's a great time to start rolling with wrath right now. If you're looking for a new car, new Mitsubishis up in Springdale, we're real proud of that lineup. The 0% on the new Outlander, we're really excited about that. The Outlander Sport starting at $9 down and $399 a month. That kind of flies in the face of all these affordability issues that people are talking about. We've got some great things going on. It's going to be a very exciting weekend. Today's the last day to register. Come see us today, folks. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
See, Larry's like a cat on a hot tin roof. It's the last day of the month. Someone talked him into giving away $10,000. He's got to sell some cars today, folks. I can just hear it in Larry's voice.
You're feeling my pain, Tommy.
I understand. You think it's painful now? Wait till you write that check tomorrow, big boy. So.
I'm already feeling it. It's bad.
All right. Well, have a good weekend. I wish I could win the $10,000, but
have you registered? All you got to do is register.
You wouldn't let me win. I could register 19 times. You ain't gonna draw my name. So
I don't know.
I know better. All right, man. Appreciate you. Talk to you next week.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you, folks. Come to see us.
Larry Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. That wouldn't change your it wouldn't change your world, but that'd change your year. I could use an extra $10,000 right now. That'd be pretty good. So get by and see him.
Found money.
Yes, that would be awesome. I'm gonna tell you this. Jamie and Starlin, this crew, they did a heck of a job on this omelet. I got to finish this off. We can't get to break fast enough. And then I found in the fridge here from Clampett's Country Kitchen in Hot Springs, found some strawberry jelly in there, multi-berry jelly in the fridge.
Do you mix jelly into your omelet? Or you
no,
put that
they
on the
made
toast?
toast. They put toast. Had a piece of toast. So, all right, Morning Rush Daily Question. When we come back, plenty to do here on the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas and the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Yeah, we noticed it. They noticed it, and I know our hitter noticed it, and it fired him up.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt rebound.
Smalls here. If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds can turn into sinus infections that last weeks, ruining your perfect vacation getaway. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy, it's stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy at home. It includes prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home, or on the road, you have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, and no pharmacy lines. Also, no copays. Match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor. Start meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs a medical emergency kit, so order yours online in minutes. It's shipped right to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
I went upstairs this year. I thought maybe I could get a better look at it. And to be honest with you, get away from the officials.
This is the Morning Rush.
At Hardee's, we don't love bragging about the size of our original bag, but we do love bringing you the juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, crispy ham-breaded chicken tender wrap, or spicy chicken sandwich. All full-size choices, all faves. Plus, get fries and a drink, and all starting at just $5.99. When it comes to value, bigger is better. The original bag starting at just $5.99, only at Hardee's. Price may vary. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discount, or combo.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to its welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Are you ready for a career change? In as little as 4 weeks, you can earn your CDL right here in the River Valley. Voted best truck driving school in Arkansas, Cop CDL Academy in Van Buren offers hands-on training with experienced instructors who prepare you not only for the test, but the road ahead. With multiple funding options available, getting started may be easier than you think. Your new career starts here. Call 479-632-1050 today, where real training creates real job opportunities.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right. I was lucky enough to be here in our ESPN Arkansas 104.3 studios this morning, and a delicious breakfast was made and served. Homemade omelets this morning, all the ham, eggs, the whole deal. So here's the Morning Rush Daily question. Someone's going to fix you your own gourmet breakfast. Where are you going? Because an omelet's hard to beat. But I'm going to tell you, and it was tremendous today. But a big Belgian waffle with some strawberries on it, or just some good syrup. I mean, what is the go-to breakfast item? You get one thing, Clay Henry. Jean Ann's going to fix you one breakfast of your choosing, and it's going to be a 10 out of 10. Where are you going?
Well, first of all, she doesn't fix me breakfast, so that's a pipe dream. So do you not know the story on her fixing breakfast our first night?
Well, I
as
heard
a married couple.
I think you've told this story before.
Well, I messed up.
You critiqued her eggs, if I remember right.
That's right.
And
she was
she's
frying
never
eggs,
cooked them again.
sunny side up.
They weren't,
And she was taking the bacon grease and flipping it up on top. I said, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Well, I'm sealing the top edge, of the sunny side up eggs so that they, they won't break when I put them on your plate." I was like, "My mama didn't fix them like that."
Last time you got eggs, what?
It was 38 years before I had knee surgery, and I was laying in bed with my knee in ice, and she brought me breakfast, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, hell froze over."
All right, so let me rephrase the question, Mr. Henry. If you had to fix your own breakfast and it was going to be a 10 out of 10, what would you fix?
Blueberry pancakes cooked in bacon grease.
That's pretty.
With eggs on top. Organic blueberries.
I'll take a
blueberry pancakes, but cooked in bacon grease.
Mm-hmm. Fried in bacon grease. Big thick ones. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
All
what
right.
we had every day out in Montana.
Big C.
Can't go wrong with some slices of bacon, crispy bacon, and then a runny egg and some toast. That's my go-to.
I'm
like
with
that
you
too.
because if someone told me, hey, you can have a 16-ounce filet mignon, or you can have 16 ounces of just good, crisp, Petit Jean bacon or something like that, that's not just an easy call that you go with the filet.
No.
Because
No, it's not.
a pound of well-cooked bacon is about as good as it gets.
It makes you happy.
So I'm going to say a pound of.
I don't know if you're a crispy bacon guy or a floppy bacon guy, but I like mine pretty on the.
Either way.
I can take it either, but I prefer it more on the crispy side.
Me too.
You put that next to one of my mom's homemade waffles. She does this homemade waffle batter, and she got one of them big waffle irons. That's about as good as it gets right there. So.
Tommy, when we were little, our Christmas morning, Thanksgiving morning, all the special mornings, my dad would cook apple pancakes, and he made them with little thinner batter. In other words, a little more milk, and just little slices of apples in them, and then put butter and then cinnamon sugar on top of it, kind of caramelized. And that's still what I make for our special mornings here. Like we're opening Christmas presents, I make my dad's apple pancakes.
I've never heard of apple pancakes until you told that story a while back. All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Big C, keep an eye on the text machine on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We're getting good breakfast suggestions. We'll pass those along. It's brought to you by Cart Pass Social, the number one place for indoor golf. Is Cart Pass Social in Northwest Arkansas. They got the air conditioning cranked down to 68 degrees, so no matter how hot it gets outside, and it's going to be a nice weekend. You can get indoors, and maybe we'll get a little rain this weekend. That'd be great. Don't have to let the rain interrupt your round of golf. Right now through September, you can get a membership at Cart Pass Social where you can play all you want for $200 a month. You got summer leagues right now. It's always BYOB, so you can bring your own refreshments, your own food. You can bring your own, what's that, apple pancakes? Bring your own apple pancakes in there and do that as well. Cart Pass Social. Lowell, Arkansas, 479-487-3622. Or book your bay online at cartpathsocial.com. We talked yesterday about the passing of, seems like we're talking about passings of legends far too much. Bill Burnett, Jim Lindsay, Billy Ray Smith Jr. was front and center in our conversation. Sounds like Millie is quite upset there, Clay. But it sounds like Clay's coming back.
I was.
You have to get Millie squared away.
Well, we have some workers here at the house, and she wanted to say hi.
All right. Well, we're talking about, we just had to say goodbye to too many legends here lately. Yesterday, we were talking about the passing of Billy Ray Smith Jr. And I know you talked to one of his roommates, teammates, one of his coaches yesterday when you picked up the phone and called Keith Burns and Don Lindsay.
Yeah, Keith Burns, who played at LD Bell in I guess that's Hearst, and then Billy Ray came from Plano, just up the road. They were rivals in high school. I don't think they played in the same district, but they did play. They made recruiting trips together. Millie is talking to our workers out in the yard. She wants them to come give her treats. That's all she cares about. But they were roommates for 3 years at Arkansas, and Keith is head coach at Fort Worth Country Day High School in Dallas Catholic School. They played in the state finals last year. Good coach, good school.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
know there's people that are asking the question. So is this the same Keith Burns that coached with Houston Nutt?
Yeah.
So I know there's people asking themselves.
Head coach at Tulsa. Yeah,
make sure that they got the right Keith Burns. Co-red Keith Burns.
That's him. Yeah, that's him. And they were roommates. Two good players on that defense, but it was the really good stories. I'm writing that today. It'll be up at Whole Hog Sports. Later, probably this afternoon, and then talk to Don Lindsay, who is the defensive coordinator. Billy Ray played left tackle inside his first 2 years with Monty Kiffin's defense. And when Don Lindsay got here, he changed to that 4-4, that 8-man front with everybody standing up, moving around, and he moved Billy Ray out to the edge. And when you say out to the edge, it might be anywhere. Technically he lined up against the strong side, but after the defense would shift, he would move. And Don Lindsay told me that his deal was always to find him a one-on-one spot where they couldn't double team him. He's our best player. Everybody's going to try to double team him. If you move after the snap, it's kind of hard for the defense to adjust.
Yeah.
So 63 lost yardage tackles, Tommy. Nobody's even close to him.
And an interesting thing, we knew he played for Coach Holton and Coach Hatfield, All-American twice, but you bring up a point we knew but need to be reminded of. This, he had two different defensive coordinators, so two different positions. That makes really what he accomplished even greater in my mind.
He played left tackle as a true freshman, 217 pounds, and was a difference maker immediately. When you think about a guy that size playing against 300-pounders, but you couldn't touch him. He's so quick, plays so low, but you could double him inside, and that's why Don Lindsay moved him to outside linebacker. Of course, that's where he played with the Chargers too. There's a story, one of the L.A. papers today, where they interviewed Alex Spanos, who is the owner of the Chargers, and some other people with San Diego ties, and just raved about what kind of person and how Billy Ray treated everybody else. Just make you proud that he's a Razorback.
Yeah, you think about the great names on defense. What was he drafted 5th overall? I think we said yesterday. I was looking through that. I mean, you just talk about great Razorbacks of all time. I think you got to go back. I don't have the media guide with me, but I think there's only been 2 players maybe ever drafted in the top 5 of the NFL draft, and he's one of them. I think that's right. So,
yeah.
That kind of gives you an idea of his place in Razorback history.
I think this is a pretty good indicator. He was 2-time unanimous All-America. There are only 3 other Razorbacks that were, All-America twice, and that was Lloyd Phillips in 64-65, and Darren McFadden.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 04-05? I'm not sure. And then Sean Andrews. Those are the 4. And you can put them in a special category.
Well, McFadden would have probably been 06 and 07.
06, 07, yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty incredible group.
Small
group.
Company. Select company. Yeah. And
table for 4 and you got an extra seat.
When you talk to old timers, is like, who that have seen everything from the 50 zone, they'll talk about Billy Ray, they'll talk about Wayne Martin, Dan Hampton, Lloyd Phillips, and then the one that a lot leave out that are a little younger than us, Tommy, is Wayne Harris, Thumper.
Yeah.
Who's an All-American linebacker.
He played for the Saints. Wasn't he drafted by the Saints?
Well, no, he went to Canada. He played for.
Okay.
He was an inside linebacker for Calgary, one of their all-time favorite players. Played a long time in the CFL.
You mentioned those 3. I guess if you're going to talk about all-time greats, and I know it's in the secondary, but Atwater would have to be another one of those.
I was talking about linemen.
You're talking about front line guys up
Yeah.
in the box, but I mean, I'm just thinking about defensive players, greatest of all time. I mean, we're
Some of
talking
those
about
safeties.
Steve. I'm talking about Steve Atwater's in this. That's how I'm just trying to put some more context because I think Atwater's a name a lot of fans in different generations connect with. I mean, that's how good Billy Ray was. He's in that Atwater conversation.
You're right, and it's the safeties are a little different than defensive linemen, defensive ends. I mean, I that's a different type player, but you talk about Atwater, Kenoy Kennedy, and Ken Hamlin and Tony Bua. Those guys, they fit in a special category too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we've been you've had to write too many columns in memorial of players here.
Remembrance of who? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's been Bill Burnett, it's been Jim Lindsay, it's Billy Ray. That's been too much of a job. You get called on that because you have the context and the perspective for that. So, in fact, we're going to continue kind of the remembrance conversation. 20 years ago today, we lost Paul Eels, and we're going to get deeper into that conversation since it is the 20th. We had Paul on the show just a few days before his passing in the first week of the morning rush. So we're going to hear part of that coming up and talk a little bit more about one of our favorite all-time persons, one of the great people you'd ever meet in this business, and that was the great Paul Eels. So hang around for that. Calls and text welcome on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Hour 2 of the morning rush. Tommy Clay and Big C here. We'll see you in just a second on the other side of the top of the hour.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
It's peak grilling season, and nothing hits the flame quite like beef. From hearty steaks to crowd-pleasing burgers, the rich flavor and perfect sizzle make every cookout worth gathering for. So fire up the grill, bring on the heat, and serve the taste that defines summer. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of Beef, it's what'sfordinner.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Refresh your yard this summer with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. Choose your power starting at $99 with tools from trusted names like Ryobi and Milwaukee. From backyard get-togethers to end-of-summer upgrades, 4th of July savings on cordless tools deliver the power and mobility to keep up with every job without slowing you down. Power on the go is here, and summer projects are easier than ever with the Home Depot. While supplies last, store or online for details.
This is the Morning Rush.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What'd you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny skies. There's a slight chance of seeing a shower storm across the north. Temperatures in the low 90s north, upper 90s south. Chance of some showers and scattered storms tonight. The overnight low will drop down upper 60s to low 70s. And Saturday, back to sunshine, a high right around 80 north, 90 south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor, located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith. KERX Paris, Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 36 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
Matt Jones almost fell down backpedaling. Fires the football. It is complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Draw play. Cobbs, 35, the 30, 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Jones drops back, looks against the action. Touchdown, Arkansas. Matt Jones pumps to the left, now fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. Birmingham in motion. Matt Jones back. It's a block. Cobbs now scrambling, now coming back to his left. Jones has some room. Jones at the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Play action. Rolling out, Matt Jones. Looking downfield. Got a receiver wide open at the 35. At midfield. At the Tennessee 40. The 30. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Arkansas. Oh, my.
We were listening to those, some of what we call Paul's calls coming in there, and I tell you what, that distinct voice, it just means fall is approaching when you hear Paul Eels on the radio.
Well, I tell you, to listen to them is interesting to me because I've had a captive audience over all these years, and I've talked to so many people who said they've grown up with me, and that's literally the truth. You know, when you're in your early 30s or 40s, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, I'm the only guy that you've been able to hear.
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Christian Johnston with Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
20 years ago today, we lost Paul Eels. Hard to believe it. We always noted, you know, when it's been the 17th or 18th or 19th, but I think the 20th anniversary calls for a little more conversation. Glad you're here for hour number 2. Tommy Kraft, Clay Henry, Big C back in the studios. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. I mentioned last hour, about an hour ago when we opened the show, I started my career in radio doing play-by-play. I was lucky at a young age that they let me be a part of Fort Smith Southside's high school broadcast. So I started out doing play-by-play. All I wanted to do was be Paul Eels. That was like my goal was I wanted to be Paul Eels. I wanted to be the voice of the Braves. I wanted to do play-by-play on a big level. And I would listen to Paul for hours, call those games. And man, you'd probably listen to some of them early tapes. I was trying to emulate probably a lot of what Paul did. He was a hero to a lot of us at that time. But if you ever met Paul, and I was fortunate enough to meet him, did I know him well? No. But he made you feel like you did. Paul had this innate ability to make you feel like you were the most important part of his day. Few people you come across in life have that ability or the skill that, draw you in to be, where they're at in that moment. Clay, he was one of those guys that I remember the first time I met him, I just happened to be at Belvedere Country Club in Hot Springs. He was playing golf. We were out there for a junior tournament that began the next day, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to go talk to Paul Eels. And he stopped what he was doing and gave me 4, 5, 6 minutes, whatever it was, and you'd have thought it was the most important thing he had done all weekend was talk to me.
Tommy,
that's how he made me feel.
I went with him a couple of times, maybe 3 times with my dad to, say, Pine Bluff to play in a 4-ball golf tournament, or maybe to Rosswood to play in an individual tournament. And my dad and Paul we'd all be together, and we'd warm up, and maybe we're playing the first round together. My dad had a way of, orchestrating those tee times where we could all play together and not have to take two vehicles. And we get to the first tee, and Paul's stretching. He's like, well, we've been here 45 minutes. Did you not hit any balls? And he said, I went to the range and I just signed autographs. Never got to warm up. And he was so humble that he would stand there and talk to people and do autographs to the point of not being able to warm up. Yeah. That's just the way Paul was.
Paul was a household name, not just because he was on Channel 7 at night. They covered, still covers a wide swath of our state in Central and South Arkansas as the place. He wasn't just a household name because he was considered, the direct connection to the program, but he called the games not just in football on the radio, but basketball on television, but did it at a time in football where, Big C, you don't really have a memory of every game not being on TV. No. There was a day and time in my lifetime, I'm 50, where you got maybe 4 or 5 or 6 games televised, particularly in the latter days of the Southwest Conference, and Paul was how you listen to the games. Early days of the Southeastern Conference, you were lucky to get on the 11 a.m. Jefferson Pilot game. The majority of your games were still, in non-conference games, you can forget it, they were radio only.
What do you think his best call was, the Miracle on Markham? I was actually at that game, by the way. So.
He had a lot of great ones. I don't know that the Miracle on Markham was a great moment, but I don't know it was his greatest call. But that's a good question. So I know a lot of you are remembering, and Clay, you are as well. And it's the 20th, so I just want to go a little further on this. But was he a wonderful play-by-play man? Did he do a great job describing the games? Absolutely. But I think the thing to remember about Paul, and you knew him far better than I did, Clay, it's how he made you feel. And, at the end of it all, we were half joking but half serious. No one's going to ever accuse me or you or being the nicest guy you ever met. You were telling a story about your dad that when he first met Paul Eels, either this guy's the nicest person I've ever met or a complete fraud. I'll let you know in a few weeks. Paul had that ability in the personal skills, the people skills that just rarely matched as to what we, to the person he was. And was he a great broadcaster? Absolutely. But I guess the message I want to send is he's an even greater person. That's the message. So, it was interesting. We were talking last week about the 20th anniversary of the start of the morning rush, and the first guest we had on the show was Paul Eels, and one of the things that stood out in that 13 or 14-minute conversation. Big C, let's go ahead and post that today, the whole thing. Let's put that on social media so you can go back and hear that from 13 years ago. We'll put that up. But there was a moment that we asked him, how did you get the Arkansas job? And I thought this was really interesting. Out of that longer conversation we'll post, here's what he had to say. When he came from Nashville to Fayetteville, he kind of gave us the backstory way back when, 20 years ago, of how he ended up being the voice of the Razorbacks.
29 years, Paul. Does it seem possible it's been 29 years?
Well, I'll tell you, it really doesn't. Good morning, guys, and it's great to be with you. I am really blessed to have made it this far, and probably looking forward to one of the better seasons, hopefully, that I've had the opportunity of being involved with.
Now, we were listening to those some of what we call Paul's calls coming in there, and I tell you what, that distinct voice and it just means fall is approaching when you hear Paul Eels on the radio.
Well, I tell you, to listen to them is interesting to me because I've had a captive audience over all these years, and I've talked to so many people who've said they've grown up with me, and that's literally the truth. When you're in your early 30s or 40s, why, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, I'm the only guy that you've been able to hear.
Sounds like they're calling you old.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
Hey, Paul, Josh Bertuccini here. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you are.
I definitely am. It's great to be with you here in Arkansas. I wanted to ask you point blank here. As you enter your 29th season, when you started this thing up almost 30 years ago, did you ever expect to be in it for that long, or was it something that just kind of took on a life of its own?
It took on a life of its own. It actually did. It's so strange. I was doing Vanderbilt in my 11th year with the Commodores when I got a call from Dale Nicholson about 4 weeks before the start of the football season, and he asked me if I would be interested in coming down to talk about this position. And I told him that I was very happy where I was and that my family was growing up in Tennessee, and I appreciated the offer, but I was going to stay in Nashville. About 2 days later, Dale called me, and we came down, visited with the people at KATV. They flew me to Fayetteville to meet Coach Broyles and Lou Holtz and Eddie Sutton, and we came back, and Vicki and I went back to Nashville. The next day I called Dale, and the rest is history. We hit the ground running, and I never wanted to move anyplace else. But I didn't know that it would last 29 years, and I didn't know that I would last 29 years.
Have you seen a season like this where the anticipation is so high, coming off two back-to-back losing seasons, Paul? This to me is an amazing phenomenon. 5-6, then 4-7, and you would think that the Razorbacks are on the verge of a division title, a conference title, with all of the preseason hype this year.
Yeah, I think that that Springdale group with of course Gus Malzahn and Mitch Mustaine coming in heightened all of the anticipation, and the fact that maybe we have probably some of the best talent that we've had in years and years and years. And the only other time I can think of something that might match the anticipation of a football season would be back in 1980 when Arkansas and Texas were opening the decade. And, we were going to play Texas down in Austin. But I don't know now, in looking back at that, whether it's comparable to what we're going through right now when you listen to talk radio. And actually, for the last couple of months, it has been football talk.
That was the late Paul Eels, who passed away 20 years ago today, that joined us just a few days before his passing on the first week of the morning rush. Clay, he was right on point about what the season was that was ahead. That was right in front of the 2006 season, a season we all remember from 20 years ago. It was special. To me, it would have been even more special if Paul would have had some of those memorable calls with Darren McFadden and the way that season ended up. The late Mike Nell was the play-by-play voice, but he had a good feeling, and he was spot on about how that season was going to eventually turn out. So that, Clay, I think we've lost our connection with Clay, but we'll get back.
Got some phone callers wanting to talk about it.
So we'll do that. All right, let's go to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I know a lot, if you're of a certain age, Paul Eels holds a special place with you. So, Big C, who do we got on the phone? CT, good morning.
You there, CT?
I'd be CH. CT.
So,
We'll go to Bill in Springdale.
all right, Bill, good morning.
Well, good morning. Hope y'all are doing okay. A couple of quick stories about Paul. I had the opportunity to do Razorback basketball color.
Is this Bill Rogers?
For 5 years.
Is this the great Bill Rogers? Wonderful.
It's Bill. I don't know if it's the great one.
Well, you
but
heard my book.
I can echo Clay's story about the warming up and not warming up on the tee box. Multiple times in those 5 years, I experienced Paul, a half an hour before tip off, and it's that you're ready to get in the zone, and he's maybe going over his last minute notes, and some elderly lady who's been a Razorback fan all her life would come up and tap him on the shoulder and just want 5 minutes. I mean, I never saw Paul not say, "I'm sorry, I just don't have time right now." He'd stand up, he'd give her 5 minutes, and he was such a pro. And then my other story, he and I had TCU was in town. This is how old I am and how long ago we actually got to do some conference games. But TCU was in town at Barnhill for a game, and it turned out that my wife was pregnant and she was going to go into labor, and I was not going to be able to do color with Paul. And I called him and I said, "Paul, I'm sorry, but it's looking like I might not be there." He said, "Do not worry about it." He said, "I'll just do the game by myself." And we had a baby boy, and every Razorback fan in the state for years and years said, "Hey, how's that kid that was born on the night of the TCU game when you weren't with Paul?" So just a dear man who knew how to do it the right way.
Yeah. Bill, it's great to hear from you. And much like Paul, I never seen Bill Rogers with a hair out of place either. Just like Paul is. So.
Enjoy your show. Y'all take care.
All right, Bill Rogers, one of the good guys, Springdale Chamber of Commerce, and I remember growing up watching Bill do games when he worked. I guess he was kind of right there alongside Rick Schaefer, Clay, in the sports information department. Rick was doing radio, and Bill did some of the TV broadcasts, and remember many of those as a kid. Watching. Watching some of Eddie Sutton's days and some of the early Nolan days when Bill and Paul would do the games together.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I know that I got to spend some time with Bill Rogers yesterday at the Hall of Fame induction for sports writers, sportscasters. Ray Tucker and Steve Wright were inducted. Bill came, worked with both of those guys through the years. The Paul Eels stories, some of them don't even sound real, but that he was in a regular golf game with Harry King, my dad, Jim Elder, and then Paul Eels was there an awful lot every Friday at North Hills. And I remember the very first time, and my dad, as you know, Tommy, was a stickler for playing by the rules. And he didn't believe in mulligans. He didn't believe in giving putts. You played golf and you didn't touch it. Played it down. And even in the fairways, don't touch it. Everybody else has the same rules. And they teed off, and Paul teed off first, was the guest at North Hills. He hits one down the left center. I mean, it's not a bad shot. He might not have caught it all. And he's reaching in his back pocket for another ball. And my dad says, "Paul, are you going to play or are you going to practice?" and his eyes got big, and he says, "I think I'll play." And so that was the way their game started. Another golf story: Harry King lost his wedding ring, and he, put it. He always would put it in a little, like a little bag with a drawstring on it, and put it in his golf bag. Well, apparently he took it out, the little bag, and was looking for his ring, and it's not there. And so thought maybe it fell out, while he was getting ready to play, in an area. Didn't find it, and went home, looked through everything, looked through his golf bag, didn't find it. Went back. He had called Paul and said that he lost it, and when he got back, it was dark, and Paul had flashlights laying around the area next to the putting green at Rebsman. He's down on his knees looking for Harry's wedding ring.
Yeah.
They didn't find it, but it's like that's the kind of friend he is.
Yep. Good man. And, at the end of the day, I think the lesson to be learned, and, we can talk about highlights and, miracles on Markham and all the great calls, but it's how you made you feel. It's these stories that I think the lesson to be learned from Paul is it's how you treat people and how you make people feel that are around you. And he was a pro at it. And it's not because he was trying to put on a show. That's just who he was. He wasn't,
solid as a rock.
You just love to be a tenth of the man he was, but the problem is I'm not even trying to be,
No, you can't.
And you can't achieve it. I mean, it was something that, and again,
we all slip up from time to time.
Yeah.
And become something we're not proud of, but
yep.
I don't think he ever did. Not that I know of. I never saw it.
No, and it was a shame, and it was a shame the way, because that last day there was a golf tournament. Houston Nutt would annually have a golf tournament for the media, and then the car dealers that provided cars for the coaches were invited as well, and then the Coach Nutt and the coaches would be available to the media for interviews. And I remember I was coming across the putting green at Stonebridge that day, July 3rd, 20 years ago today, and Paul was talking with some folks, and I was leaving, heading to the parking lot. He stopped what he was doing to say hi to me and thank me again, for being on our show last week. Like that was going to change Paul Lill's the trajectory of his career, but you would have thought it was the way he thanked me for doing that. And he went back to talking. I went on and got in my car. He left that putting green, Clay, and you were in the parking lot putting your stuff up, and you may have been one of the last people to actually talk to Paul 20 years ago.
We were sitting on the back of my tailgate of my truck talking, and he was going to drive back, and he didn't look good. His face was flush.
It was a hot day.
It was close to 100. Not much wind, a lot of humidity. And I think Danny Nutt had invited him to spend the night, stay over, says, you don't look good, you're tired. But he had things he needed to do to get back. But I was doing some stuff for him, kind of like the stuff that David Basil's doing now, where I'd go live, on their 620 sports show, give them a little bit of tidbit from practice. And we were talking about that. And then we looked around, everybody's gone. And, he hugged me and says, I'll head on to Little Rock. And I think I'm the last person that saw him. He was a hugger. He hugged you a lot. And we were both sweaty. And there we are standing in the parking lot, two old men hugging each other. So I'm awful proud that I did hug him that day.
One of the greats, Razorback royalty.
Like an uncle to me, yeah.
So I knew him this much. You knew him like family, but he made you feel like family if you got to know him at all. Paul Ills, 20 years ago today, and I'm just glad we could maybe put it in perspective. But again, if you're Big C's age, you're Colton's age, you're Ty's age, Chuck Barrett is your Paul Ills. It's all you know. But for some of us old guys, and then Clay, the real old guys, you go back to Bud Campbell and Bob Chain. And who else did you say you remembered in the lineage?
Oh, that's the main guys. There were some little brief snippets, like Dave Woodman did a few games, I think, and there were a few others that did basketball. I think Sam Smith, who went on to do the Spurs, did basketball. Of
course, the late Mike Nell was for a lot of people. He was the Paul Ills of basketball. If you
recognize the name, sure do. I mean,
hey, we're brought to you by
the voice. Is what I'm
you knew the voice, and you knew where you were listening to them in certain moments in Razorback history. That's the thing. They marked the passage of time for so many of us. I mean, you knew where you were because you probably weren't at the game. You weren't in Fayetteville or you weren't in Little Rock because there was half the games in both places back then for football. But you knew because the game wasn't on TV, and you heard Paul or Mike describe the moment.
They painted the picture.
You knew where you were in your car or where you were sitting in your living room because they were your direct connection. And, TV's great. Glad we have it. Glad we can see everything. Glad it's on demand on our phones and tablets and our smart TVs. But I think there's part of all of us that misses that time, that misses that era. And I know the young guys, y'all didn't grow up with this, but There was something special about listening to Paul Eels or Mike Nail or Jack Buck. You know, it's just something that we've lost in sports by not having that connection. And that's why these guys were bigger than life. You said, why are you spending so much time on a guy that did radio 20 years ago?
They came into your living room.
Because they're like family. Yeah. I didn't know Jack Buck, never met him. But the day he died, 25 years ago or somewhere in that neighborhood now, I was deeply saddened. I mean, because it was like a family member had passed. That's
Correct.
The connection. It's the connection that guys like Paul and Mike, Jack Buck, and many others, many other greats, Ben Scully, you know, that's the connection they were able to create. All right, glad we could maybe walk down memory lane together there this morning. Brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, Pure Arkansas. That's what they are. They live here. They work here. They know the court system in Arkansas and can help you with so much more than these out-of-state lawyers who are advertising heavily in our state but really don't know our state. Brad Hendricks has offices statewide. They handle personal injury law from car wrecks and big truck wrecks. They also help people with bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. They bring tradition, reputation, more importantly, they bring results. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, 501-910-1010. 501-910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. All right, let's come back. We'll do our SEC update. We'll talk some more also about the weekend ahead, the basketball team, and the week ahead next week for the football team. We'll do all of that next here on the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas and the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs, and their experts install them. That means working with a company that builds and installs a quality product with real pricing. Real simple, really beautiful. And when a trusted name like Pella chooses to partner with The Rich Eisen Show, that says a lot. 0% financing options available. Certain restrictions apply. Find your local Pella Windows and Doors showroom today at Pella.com/Eisen. Make life brighter with Pella Windows and Doors.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000.
And I got to figure out, excuse my French.
This is the Morning Rush.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big App 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big App 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about to be tough there, yes. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Not a ton of SEC news going on right now. We're all awaiting the start of practice at most campuses next week. Arkansas will start their practices on Wednesday. Ryan Silverfield will meet with the media on Monday at 11 a.m. in a pre-camp press conference. Basketball team, we'll use this as our SEC update as well. In the Baha Mar Summer League, taking on the Bahamas Nationals team tonight at 6 p.m. Carleton University is tomorrow's opponent. They are a Canadian team. That's a 5 o'clock game. We'll talk more on Monday, but they're going to play a team on Monday from Colombia and another one from Canada on Tuesday, and all those games are available on Flow Sports, and we'll have updates for you on Monday from the games today and tomorrow. And that is your your SEC update here on the Morning Rush. I want to keep it brief because we've had several calls during the break. We've been talking about Paul Eels in the last segment. Ryan is in Hot Springs on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. And Ryan, I know you had some thoughts on Paul that you wanted to share.
Yes, sir. You summed it up pretty good for me a little bit already. You were talking about some of the your famous announcers and when they passed away, and that's exactly how I felt for Paul, because he was kind of my first real connection to the Razorbacks, because, you know, growing up, it was pretty much during deer season, and that started from archery all the way through almost February. We were at deer camp every Saturday, so we'd come in from deer hunting, and the radio was on. We'd sit around the fire and listen to him tell us about the game, and getting the updates from Queen Grovey. So whenever when he passed, that was kind of one of my first childhood heroes to pass.
Mm-hmm.
So sad I never got to meet him, but boy, he sure could paint a picture, and that's probably where a lot of my enthusiasm for the Razorbacks come from Paul. Because boy, when something big happens, he lets you know about it.
Ryan, thank you for the call. I think Ryan said something really important there, Clay, that so many people at a young age became passionate fans because of listening to Paul describe the action from a tree stand or from a boat or somewhere they were, probably with their dads out in the woods or doing something in the outdoors in Arkansas. And he was that connection over the radio. So
well,
I think
TV too. Yeah.
Well, but on fall Saturdays,
yes,
you listened to Paul for the description. Then you read Orville Henry on Sunday to get 30,000 words on it on what actually happened as well.
Yeah, that's right. And he was bigger than life. And
he was.
And he had his phraseology or his sayings that stuck with us, and we would say them.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
was like, and I sometimes I'm sitting in the stands, and you might have a young boy sitting near you, and he's wanting to be Paul Eels or he's wanting to be Chuck Barrett, and he's calling the game.
Yeah.
And they can call that touchdown Arkansas. I mean, they know that's part of it. That's the way you do it.
Melvin has dialed us up this morning. I believe Melvin's in Sheridan. He's on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Melvin, good morning.
I just want to tell y'all thank you for going back down memory lane. It did. Paul Eels, Billy Ray, and all those folks built a Razorback fire that, quite frankly, has went out. It's just a small ember now of what it was. What's sad is I think. Well, I know. We were such buttholes is the best way I know how to say it. We run off a bunch of great coaches. One way or another, nothing was ever good enough for us. And now look how good it is. Money won't get you nothing. You don't have enough money to get a great coach or a great team. And I'm not knocking this much. I'm through with that. We can't fire people. It ain't never going to get good till we get behind somebody like we should. And I appreciate y'all.
All right, Melvin, thank you for the call. I don't know where to go with the money comment because I think we'd all agree it's about money, but that's not going to change. And I don't want to say it never was about money. It's just in a different scale or a different context. The more you wanted, the more money it produced. The more money it produced, the more you paid. The more it paid, the more you produced. The more you collected, the more you donated. The greater the expectations. Clay, you've watched this thing ratchet up, over a 50-plus year period. You were a kid running around the press box with your dad back in the heydays of the 60s. It's just been a slow ratcheting that I think has escalated, to Melvin's point, over the last 20 years as the TV money has become, what would be considered insane if we told you 40 years ago the kind of money these schools would be getting on conference distributions.
Yeah, so let's go back to the 60s, and I know people probably hate when I do this, but when you talk about Arkansas being a have-not, Frank Broyles demanded when he came is that the salaries for assistant coaches were going to be tops in the country, and they were. There were 4 different coaches that got radio shows for extra money, above and beyond what the school was paying them. I remember when Brett Bielema was hired, I did an interview with Hayden Fry, who was Brett's coach at Iowa, and he coached 1 year at Arkansas, he was hired by Frank Broyles to call plays for Lance Allworth, which was a real simple task. Get the ball to our best player as many ways as you can, when he playing wingback and tailback. I talked to Hayden, and we were talking about Arkansas and how Brett would fit. And he goes, well, let me just tell you about my experience at Arkansas. We were the highest paid coaching staff in the country. We were the first coaches to have courtesy cars. Coordinators, the first to have their own radio shows. All that paid cash, and a little bit went a long way in those days. But he said, I realized how well I was paid when I got the SMU job, and I looked at my first paycheck, and it wasn't as big as my Arkansas paycheck. He said, that's the last time I took a job without asking what are they going to pay me. But he says Coach Broyles was ahead of his time in the way he paid coaches. And that's not where we're at now.
What did Coach Broyles say? A good coach that's winning games, you can't pay him enough. A bad coach, you're paying him way too much.
You're paying him way too much. It's time to fire him.
Yeah. So, we think it's something new that fans have these great expectations. They've always had big expectations. But now we tie the expectations to the money. That where it changed for me is when the leagues wanted to brag about it. When the leagues wanted to put out press releases, when the leagues wanted to flex on the fact that, hey, we just gave all these schools 25, now 30, now 40, now 50. Now in today's time, that's where it's ratcheted up. The SEC didn't hand out the checks. Even in today's money, it wouldn't have matched what they were doing when you joined the league in 1992. You got a nice check, and it was good to be a part of it, but as the TV deals have changed, I bet Coach Broyles way back when never saw a day where just the league distribution would be more than what his total budget was then. That's what's to me ratcheted up the expectations to what some feel are unreasonable. But I don't see it going backwards. So
I don't want to lower expectations. I want to raise performance, and as you raise performance, expectations grow. The monster grows. You have to feed it. Nolan found that out.
Yep.
But let's don't ever lower expectations, and let's don't ever say that Arkansas can't get it done or they won't ever get it done, because we've seen with Indiana, and I'm not saying Ryan Silverfield is Kurt Signetti, but we don't know that he's not. And what I'll tell you, if you go through the history of Arkansas, University of Arkansas athletics, everywhere you look, there is a coach that got it done at Arkansas. There are coaches that got it done in football. John McDonald took a track program that was defunct. I mean, there was nothing good about it, and made it, the model for everybody in the country. Arkansas track, it's track capital of the USA. You can argue it's Fayetteville or Eugene, one of the two.
We all know it's Fayetteville.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is you can get it done. And
your point's correct.
Golf is solid because they've got good coaches. Who would have thought that Arkansas would be the dominant soccer program in the Southeastern Conference? It is. Kobe Hale has the dominant program in the Southeast Conference. It is the model that everybody looks at, and nobody wants to play the way their style, the all-out press and what Kobe's teams do. So what I'm pointing at is that you can get it done with the right coaches. And Dave Van Horn and Norm DeBryan have proved it in baseball. This wasn't a baseball state. It's pretty good right now.
So,
I'm not sure I answered your question.
No, it's fine. But I think we've fallen into this idea that it'll never happen at Arkansas in football again. And
I don't believe that.
And I don't, it's been 20 years to some degree. You had a flash there in 10 and 11, but it's been a long time. And we kind of tied together a lot of old memories today with talking about Paul. But listening to those calls, listening to his voice, thinking about that era, thinking about him foreshadowing that 06 season, just reminds me once again, not only can you do it in our state, not only can you do it at our school, but I think you can do it by and large within state players the way we used to do it. You've got to go get kids in the portal. Yeah, you've got to have the players that can compete in the SEC. And yes, I don't know that you can ever do it on a year in, year out basis. We're not going to be the Alabama of the last 15 years. We're not going to be Georgia. But the idea that an 06 season or a 10 or 11 season can't roll around a little more frequently than it has, to me, is all about we haven't hired the right coach. You get the right coach that builds the right energy. You get the right kids that come along on a recruiting cycle in our state. And I think you're right back on track to being competitive, even in a 9-game schedule, the way you were for 2 and 3 year stretches in recent memory.
Tommy, without question, we've spent a good amount of time talking about Billy Ray Smith the last 2 days, as we should. But what I want, if you really want to pinpoint the success for Arkansas football, go back and look through the years and see when they've had a dominant defensive player, a dominant defensive tackle, a dominant defensive end. And when they've had that, their teams are good, and they win, and they compete at the highest level. I'm encouraged because the defensive line they put together this past 6, 7, 8 months looks like a big improvement over what they've had. There's numbers, there's quality, and there's experience. And there's some young pups, guys like Danny Beal. By and large, when Arkansas has had a Lloyd Phillips, a Dan Hampton, a Wayne Martin, a Trey Flowers, a Lloyd Phillips, I may be repeating myself here, that's when they're good. So the blueprint to me is obvious. Go find defensive linemen and pay for them. And I think that you have to be competitive in that one area if you want to compete with LSU, with Alabama, with Georgia, with Texas. You better have the defensive linemen.
Better have 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, I don't think that's the right number. I think it's more like 8 to 10. And some of them may be in the pipeline. They may be young players that you're only spot playing. But you better have some juniors and seniors that are 23, 24 years old that can play in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely. Because right now, at least according to preseason media projections, Quincy Rhodes is your best player. He is a defensive lineman, but I don't think he's not going to do what you're talking about all by himself. So you better have.
But it's
about
a pretty
6,
good starting point.
Yep, you need 6 or 8 more Quincy Rhodes. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's the guys to play inside. Yeah, beside him.
Yeah, but you're right. No secret it begins up front. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Clay was telling us yesterday all the good spots there on the White River. It looks like we're going to have a great weekend for fishing. So, if you're in North Central Arkansas, I'm up in the neck of the woods today. Clay, you're always up here. Be a good weekend to get over to Gaston's. Maybe eat lunch or dinner there. Break out your fly rod, break out your spinning rod, and find you a place on the White River. A lot of good spots. Gaston's is a great place to take your family, to gather with friends. They got 80 or so private cabins and lodges. I like their little deluxe cabins that have 2 bedrooms, fireplace, just the right size kitchen. You can start the day with breakfast in there, or you can go right down to the restaurant just a few steps away, and they can fix you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The other thing they do is, the limits of what you're able to keep have been changed, but you keep your limit, and then they'll fix it for you there at the restaurant. That's another one of the cool things they do at Gaston's White River Resort. Check them out. Also, seafood specials for this weekend. They always fly those in. They'll have prime rib on Saturday night. It's a great place to just head over for a great weekend and a great meal as well. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
The one thing about being here at Arkansas, it's always been about being tough and physical and hard-nosed. and we got to get to that.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match along.
We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any two for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Introducing Wrangler Tough Light Jeans. The cowboy cuts you know and love. Now up to 20% lighter. Because lighter isn't a compromise. It's a better way to wear denim. Stay cool. Move with ease. Keep doing what you do. The durability you expect from Wrangler without the extra weight. Wrangler Tough Light. Tough jeans just got lighter.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Hey, coming up again next week, we had another qualifying yesterday for a Hardee's football trip of a lifetime. 2 more chances to qualify next week. We will give the trip away August 22nd at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Big C, you were out there yesterday.
It was unbelievable.
How many was? Well, tell me about it.
We had 14 people qualify. We had like
14 yesterday?
Yes, and 20
Wow.
showed up. It was incredible. We had a guy eat the Monster Burger in like 35 seconds.
That's so when Ty gets here Monday, you can tell him you had 14 people qualify in one day.
Yes.
He's going to be mad because he boasts about having the most qualifiers in a day.
Well, I doubt
We've
he
never
beats
had
14.
14 in a day?
Yes.
So that puts us like at 20 plus for the We've never
we're
had
right
that
around
many.
20 right now. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Good job.
If they have like bread hanging from their beard or something that they didn't consume, do you discount this? No, you didn't do it.
No, we
No,
flushed the bucket.
We'll count that.
You
count the bucket. Count the bucket. Clay, all right, Hardee's next week, Tuesday and Thursday. We'll give you details on time
Do I
and
need
location.
to come do that? Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
We changed the music. Let's see if Clay knows this. Crank this up. See if Clay can just identify this music bed. Any clue on that, Clay?
I mean, is there going to be singing?
No, we took the words out.
I don't know what it is.
Merle Haggard. I think I'll just stay here and drink.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a good one. Figured that'd be a good way to go out on the show.
I like Merle
each day.
Haggard, little big
You don't
city,
like-
silver
hey.
wings.
You don't like Merle Haggard, you can just get the hell out of here. That's what
Bottle,
I'd say.
how about the bottle let me down?
You don't like Merle Haggard, just get out of here. Clay, thank you. Ty will be back Monday. You may think that's good. You may think that's bad.
That'll be
sitting
an
out there,
improvement. It'll be improvement over me.
Ty will be back on Monday, and we'll reconvene as
Okay.
normal. But
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
you being here the last
You're welcome.
couple of days, and then enjoy this great weekend. It looks like we're going to get some reprieve from the heat this weekend.
We need it. We need it. Yep.
Yeah, we need a little more rain, too. All right, we're going to let Merle take us on out. Halftime coming up. Alyssa, Matt, Colton, they're all ready to go. It is a Football Friday. Glad you're here. Have a great weekend. Morning Rush is back Monday. We'll see you then.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential,